Oh, alright, cool. Here we are. Kiss a home indeed, Liz. But welcome to stream. Alright, welcome in Nia Chrome, Liz. Hope you guys are doing great once again. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. Alright, the last time I did this, we had only Nia here. So I'm glad that one of my original audience still exists here. But yeah, this entire story, or rather, I say story, is just the first chapter, which titled as episode, because this is a very long chapter. Alright, this 20,000 words, and I wrote this two years ago. There's a lot of stuff, and we most likely can't do this in one stream, because I don't want to read that fast, and neither do I want to like do all of it in one stream. The last time I did read this, it took a good 6 hours, I think. I had to spread over 2 streams. So I had 2 3-hour streams, and then I just read. But we won't have that time today. Hope Zen, welcome to stream as well. But yeah. I can't finish this in one sitting. So I'll most likely read today, and I'll continue like next week whenever I'm back. Alright, here's the weird thing, alright. I thought that we'd be going this Friday and coming back next Friday. Then my parents called me an idiot, and apparently we're just going this Friday and coming back on Monday, and then we're going again on next Friday for like
Don't you ever be talking that poopy behind my ass.
Hello, my
Chrome
alert.
Fair has gifted us up to Zenx3.
Oh, Chrome, thanks for the gift to Zen. Much loved in. But Zen, enjoy the emotes. 2 months in a row. Oh, I thought this is like Zen's first sub. Very interesting. I'll take it. Nice. Now Zen has the purple name again. Be wonderful. What was I talking about? I don't fucking remember. Also, dude, I ordered boba. Because of Chrome, man. Do you know what Chrome sent me? I'm gonna show you guys what Chrome sent me. This is why I ordered boba. Chrome, are you fine with me showing this? I don't care. I'm not waiting for an answer. Chrome sent me this, and I'm like, bro, I want boba. And then I ordered boba. So here we are. Oopsie. Look at this guy. There it is written. Was a peach from the stream as well. Hope we're doing good. But yeah. Chrome sent me this. I'm like, bro, where's my boba? Shit slapped. It is boba. You can never go wrong with boba unless you go to some shady ass place, I guess. But yeah, one day I'll have boba. Chrome, you're treating me whenever I come to Romania, I guess. But yeah, I can't wait to like have this whenever I do have it, that is. Because right now I can only order from like one place. And it's fine. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But I want like a big cup like this. And just enjoy it. Come, yeah, one day. One day if I cope hard enough. But it's not going to be anytime soon, is all I'm going to say. It's all good. But yeah, once again, hope all of you are doing good. Balls. I mean, yeah. I do have a few things to say before the story itself. So the story starts off normally and ends off very, very far away from normal. And another thing I want to put out is the style in which I write my stories. I sabe, yeah, only Nya sabes. Troll despair. Dude, Nya just monka W'd the whole time. Because Nya came towards a spicy part, as I would like to put it. So it was nothing but dreadful, I guess. I don't know the word for it. But I don't want to like say anything without spoiling it. Because I know most of you guys haven't read this. Yeah. I just listened Zen. It's all good. It's all good. Right. But yeah, regardless, for the most part, a lot of the characters in these stories I've written, the book I published, as well as this story, which I'm just like putting up on WordPress for free, have a lot of characteristics taken out of personalities of mine. Shut. Oh god, not like this then. But yeah, you'll see parts of me in all these characters, and you'll see parts of the characters in me. Right? But it's not like going to be a carbon copy. My other story, however, has one character in particular, which is basically me if I had superpowers. But that story is very different from like this story. Like that story is more, what do you say, superpower oriented, fantasy, sci-fi-ish. But this one is more crime psychological thriller, I'd like to say. Not really thriller, I just guess crime psychological is the best way to put it. So yeah. Anyway, uh I started writing the story 2 years ago when I was in a very, let's say, dark place in life, which I mean, granted, I still am in, but I was in a very, very different mood back then. Right, I keep mentioning this like throughout my streams as well. I don't talk to a lot of people IRL because of like reasons. A lot of reasons stem from Ezeki Will, thank you so much for follow. Welcome to stream. Right, so a lot of these reasons stem from both school as well as uni and the people I met around me. So I started writing this after watching a bunch of shows. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to write my own story. So here we are. But what's up, Underdog? Welcome to stream as well. Right, so I thought I'd come up with a story like this. Right. I don't really want to give a brief rundown yet, since this is the first chapter of the story itself. Right. All I'm going to say is I got inspired from the show Hannibal, also the books, technically. So if you've seen them, you can kind of sort of see which direction the story is headed in. However, yeah, here we go. I wrote a story, or at least I published one chapter of the story on WordPress for now. I have a few others that I've saved up in drafts, which I'll roll out over the days. If you guys like this one. So I'll ask you guys for like your opinions and stuff at the end of this. I won't finish the entire chapter in like one sitting, because it is like late at night for me as well. So I'll read as much as I can before I get tired. And then we'll continue off like next week when I'm back from my travel, right? So there's then. Anyway, once again, before I actually start off with this entire story, I have one thing to ask all of Chen. What do you guys think the afterlife is like? No, it doesn't have to be religious. I know a lot of people will just like start up with the argument with what are you saying? What do you say, heaven and hell is like a religion thing? But like they're all concepts at the end of the day. Deaded, yeah, what do you guys think the afterlife feels like to like a person? Like if the whole karmic cycle exists, which I mean it most probably does for like most of us, right? Then again, it is self-fulfilling prophecies as well for the most part. Rebirth or blank nothingness? What if it's neither? Now, what if it's neither? I was thinking about this earlier. I thought about it a lot. Alright. Now, what if you had a concept of heaven or hell, but it's not the kind where, oh, you go to like a cloudy place with the gods, or you go into like a fucking pit of flames, or you're just tortured for eternity and stuff. There are people who passed away for a bit, came back to life, and most of them just said it's only black. Yeah, people have said that, but that's mostly because they haven't technically died. They're just like in that state of like death when they almost died. Right. Another thing I do want to put out is there is a drug called DMT, right? Which I know some of you are heard of, some of you aren't aware. But DMT basically gives you the sensation of death and what death feels like. Now, I've never tried it myself, so I can't think about it. Life loop would be hell, yeah. So that's like a concept they've shown in like Lucifer as well, right? The show. Joe Rogan moment, yeah. Listen, I've never tried DMT. I am most likely never going to try DMT because one, I can't find it. Two, even if I do find it, it's going to be expensive. Three, I do not want to try out a drug that heavy because I don't want to. I don't like this conversation. Listen. I'm going to skip the DMT part, right? So what if it's not blackness is my point. What if alright. So if you go according to the karmic cycle, if you believe in it at the very least, do you think that people who have done a lot of bad deeds in their life will just live in an alternate version of their own life. Like they re-experience everything in their own life, but everything is like very fucked up and nothing ever goes right. And people who have done like a lot of good basically live the alternate version of like the same life where everything works out for them. What do you guys think? Monka W. Oh damn, it is possible, right? Like, what do you think? Like, at the end of the day, you're dead. And you'll most likely experience something that isn't set in reality. So, would you not think that after death, you just have thoughts like these? And some dog shit are kind of cool. It's kind of Monka. That seems like a fantasy, though. Yeah, it is, right? I mean, none of us know for certain. But it's just like something I have in my head. Now, imagine if you are someone who was in this version of a hell, which is, what do you say, all the bad stuff happening to you. Do you guys think it would be worse? Do you guys think it would be worse to just have endless bad things to happen to you? Or you have a lot of stuff happen to you, which is all bad, but every once in a while, you have something that makes you feel good. And then it immediately gets taken away from you, and you have to sit back in despair. And everything bad just continues. So it feels like you get like a slight bit of hope in the middle, and then you instantly lose it. So everything feels, what is the word for it? Fruitless? I don't know the word for it. What do you guys think would be worse? Isn't that just IRL life? Listen, it most likely does not happen the same way for everyone else. I'm sure for some people it works out well. I'm sure for some people things go wrong, but one thing that a lot of people also say is don't dwell only on the negative parts because there's good parts as well. But what if there's so much negativity that you cling on to any bit of positivity you have in your life? Concentrate on a little bit of happiness sometimes? Yeah. Now, which would you think is worse? Which do you think is worse, Anurag? Or anyone in chat for this matter? IRL life? Close, I guess you could say. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, that's one of the themes I have for this story. Not heaven and hell. A little bit of happiness. Yeah, you get something good happens every once in a while, which gives you hope because you feel like things are going to go upwards in life. However, it gets taken away from you in the worst manner possible, and everything just goes downhill from there for what feels like an eternity. Would that be hell? More than complete bad stuff happening to you? A little bit of happiness is the worst? Yeah. So that's one of the themes of the story. However, I haven't written enough for you guys to like see that point yet. It's just something that I want you guys to keep in mind because the name of the story is Disdain. Right? I wrote this with this concept in mind, where you loathe every single little bit of hope that comes to you because you can't believe in anything. That our life true feels bad man moment. Right, but yeah, anyway, I wrote this, Jesus Christ, it's been way more than 2 years, May 17, 2020. Yeah, I just published this, and I have everything else in drafts. I haven't published anything yet, because the next time I wrote a chapter was like towards the end of 2020. And then I wrote a third one in the middle of 2021. And I'm writing one now, which I'm like halfway done with. But I don't know. Since it's been like a very long time since I've written, I feel like I've lost continuity, but I still know where the story is going. But there'll be like a lot of shifts now that I think about it, because even my mood when it comes to like writing or like characterization is very different, right? So anyway, here we are. Anyway, before I start reading, and now that we're done with this topic, how loud is the music for you guys? I hope it's not too loud because I don't want it to be too loud. It's just supposed to be like a background thing to draw out like the silence. I don't know if it's like too soft as well. And you guys can't hear it at all. Right? I don't know. It's pretty low. Yeah, if it's low, it's all good. If you can hear it to an extent, it's all good. Because the music isn't important. It's supposed to just like draw out the silence, drown out the silence, I mean. So anyway, I can't speak, I can't read, but I can write somehow. One of the things you will see is that there may be random typos in here. But that is because half the time I just write while I'm in a trance. Like I just like have the story in mind, so I just like blindly type without thinking about it. And at the end of the day, I just like look at it. I'm like, oh, I made so many fucking typos here. You'll see a bunch of errors, but outside of that, I mean, I hope you'll enjoy the story. Let's see. Writing is therapy. It's been a while, dude. I really want to get back into writing now. I want to especially continue writing this story, even though I had a sequel to the other book as well that I could write. But both these stories required very different moods. And with the quote unquote incident, as I'd like to put it, that happened a few weeks ago, I believe I'm in the spot to continue writing this story at the very least. Disdain. Right. So without further ado, I guess let's begin. Oh, by the way, the main character is fucking annoying, but don't worry about it. The main character is basically me. If I was, you know what? I'm cringe. Fuck it. Another city, a new school, tons of unfamiliar faces. How did I fuck up on the first sentence? Tons of unfamiliar faces. An entire classroom had all of its seats filled by its students, minus one. A seat at the back in the corner away from the window. This is for the new kid. The bell rings and the class teacher walks in the room with another student walking behind her. He looked at the floor while he walked and didn't make eye contact with anyone. He had a generic combed haircut and dark chocolate brown eyes and close to no facial hair. His bag was the same size as his upper body and he wore a zipper black hoodie over the school uniform. Good morning, class, said the class teacher. Good morning, ma'am, the class sang. A new student will be joining us today. Please make sure to make him feel comfortable amongst all of us, the teacher continued. Please introduce yourself to your peers, she asked the new kid. The kid took a deep breath and looked at the empty seat in the corner. Perfect, he thought to himself. He looked up to see his classmates, but all he could see was indistinguishable skin-colored stains on their faces, which obscured his view of their eyes and mouth. He can make out the shape of their hair to an extent, but didn't feel like looking at each one carefully. Classic Indian good morning, ma'am? Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to incorporate it. So like anyone who knows. Right? Rather interesting. But that's exactly why I put in this line. It's very reminiscent of like school. So everyone who's like been in an Indian school knows it for the most part. I'm sure it's there in other countries as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, very slice of lifey so far. Just you'll see what he is. This must come as an unwelcome surprise to all of you, but I'm not interested in being a part of a group of people who talks behind each other's backs. I don't trust any of you, and I find no reason for you to trust me either. I won't get in any of your ways, and I hope that you don't get in mine either, he said with a dead expression on his face. Bro, Bobo, I can't like narrate this in a bad mood. My name is Kisho Gen. You can call me Gen, but don't bother me. Those aren't very nice manners, Kisho. The teacher simply looked at him, not knowing how to respond to such blunt remarks. My immersion? What do you mean? You're supposed to get immersed more. I just gave you like the whole thing. You should be able to immerse yourself more with that little bit of trivia I gave you guys. She turned to the rest of the class. I apologize for his behavior, but Kishore is a special kid, class. He grew up alone and as far as we know, he has no childhood friends either. That's not a very nice thing to say about a new student, miss, said Gen. I'm terribly sorry, Kisho. She apologized to him, trembling for some reason. Please take your seat now. That empty one in the corner. I'm playing Balos while lurk. I'll still monk out every now and then though. Enjoy, Nia. Have fun. What the fuck? Where was I? Was I here? Yeah. I'm aware, thank you very much. Gen set the position of his hood to make it look symmetric as he walked to the back of the class, towards the seat. The class was silent since his entry. They didn't open their mouths even after he took a seat. I'll be excusing you because it's your first day here, Kisho. Keep in mind that I won't be as lenient next time. I don't intend on getting your bad side, miss. He responded immediately. This is too predictable. The day has been going exactly how I predicted it to, Gen thought to himself. That's good to hear, said the class teacher. Now, before the first period begins, Colby, do you mind cleaning the board and decorating it before the next teacher arrives? The boy called Colby agreed to do the work assigned to him. Gen was looking at him, but he didn't hear a single word that was spoken. His face was still obscured, but his hair was combed sideways in a semi-formal manner. He had a medium muscular build, unlike Gen, who had a rather lean build. Colby got up from his seat in the middle of the class and walked up to the blackboard. Hey, what is that about? The guy sitting next to Gen asked him. You won't be able to make friends if you keep acting like that. It throws people off. That's the plan. The guy next to him clicked his tongue in minor irritation. Look, man. Man is a social animal. You need people to talk to, otherwise you'll go insane. Going insane is one of his worries. However, something about you seems interesting. So I guess we can become friends. That's not a reason to become friends. No idiot accepts that as a reason, said Gen. It's a unique personality you have, in my opinion. My name is Gregory Menendez. You can call me Greg. He stretched his arm forward in a handshake. What? For a handshake. Gen looked at his palm through his nose and contemplated whether he should shake his hand in return or not. He did not. You seem like someone who has a history in making bad decisions, said Gen. Greg retracted his hand and laughed a little at Gen's subtle hit. Trust me, I've made more bad decisions than you can count. Everyone makes bad decisions. At least he's self-aware of not loathing. Another student in the class, seated diagonally in front of him, had turned around to find Gen and Greg having their conversation. Hi, my name is Sam. Sam Warwick. Whatever. The kid who was looking at them said. I hope we can become friends as well, Gen. Gen grimaced. God damn it. It's the attention whore. Sam turned to the person next to him and said, yeah, we're going to be great friends. The school bell started ringing. Have fun in your class today. The class teacher spoke as she packed up her things and began to leave. I'll take attendance during my class again. Thank you. Oh, you get the point, dude. I don't want to sing the whole fucking thing. The whole class except for Gen sang again. Clowns. He thought himself as he silently shook his head and sighed. Alright, I do want to put another thing forward. There are elements of like a school life in the story. However, I don't want to sit in the middle of fucking classes, so there are a lot of skips around here, right? There's a lot of class skips, which you will see, because who the fuck wants to sit through class again, am I right? Like, we're all not in school for a reason. I mean, we were in school, not anymore. Within the next few minutes, a double-sized woman walked into the class holding a book of chemistry in her hand. She had a ton of makeup on her face, something that Gen thought of in his head as, holy shit. She put the exact amount of makeup on her face as her weight on the weighing scale. Oh, Jesus Christ, I was fucking savage. Jeez, what the fuck was 2022? 2020 me was wild. Clearly, he did not have a good first impression of this woman who stood at the front of the classroom and looked at everyone in the room as if they were her minions. Her eyes landed on Gen, a student she had never seen before. The class wished her as she put her book on the desk. You must be the new student, she called him out. What's your name? Kisho again, Miss Ruby, Greg answered, knowing that Gen wasn't a fan of speaking. Gen let out a small burst of air as a little laugh as he felt a smirk crawl across his face. Did I ask you for the answer, Menendez? Miss Ruby asked him rhetorically. Gen's smirk faded. Oh, my apologies, Miss Ruby. Greg covered his mouth by placing a notebook in front of him, acting like he was engrossed in reading it. So, Kisho, Miss Ruby asked him as she placed her hands on her desk in front of her, leaning forward. What are your hobbies? What's your interest in school? I usually like playing video games and reading manga in my free times. These days, I just write, he answered without any hesitation. Oh, so you write poems or novels or something of the sort? I want to whenever I feel like. What about your reason for joining the school? Those are reasons I can't speak about freely in front of a teacher. Why is that so? Did your parents force you to come here to study in our elite institute? What's wrong with this woman? Why is she obsessed with this school? Something like that, yeah. Miss Ruby chuckled to herself. Don't worry, I know what kind of student you are now. All the best for your time in this school. She turned to look at the rest of the class and smiled. Well then, let's get started. She opened the chemistry book in front of her. So today I'm going to start with the basis of alkanes and alcohols, she looked at again. You missed the first week of class, Kisho. I've covered the basics of organic chemistry with the class already. So feel free to ask any of your friends for your notes. You can give her a blank and bored expression. Miss Ruby continued to teach the class. Psst. Greg pissed at him and whispered, "Here's my notes. Not a lot has been covered, but she acts like she's recited the Bible to class." Oh, where's the cute face? No cute face here, Kim. That you gotta go to your stream for then. How are we doing, Kim? Welcome to stream. Yeah, I just wanted to sit at PNG because I just want to like vibe. I didn't want to like put on a face in front of the camera because I'm just chilling here, dude. But yeah, hope you're doing great once again, Kim. Welcome to stream. I lost my fucking track of thought. Oh, here we are. Gen shook his head slightly. I don't need your book. I know all of these things already. Miss Ruby heard him. Oh, so you know everything already? Why don't you come up and teach the class then? What's my job supposed to be? Nice Abby. Anyway, yeah, I like this avatar. I have a smoothed out version of it, but it's not like complete. Or rather, it is complete. However, I can't use the mask version of it with a smoothened avatar. So for now, I'm just using the mask. Yeah, otherwise I have like a version without the mask, which I'll use like in a future stream, maybe next week when I'm back. Gen didn't say a word. It was like he was frozen in fear because he didn't want to stand in front of the class, nor did he want to speak again. That headache he had in the morning had just started to come down. I thought so. Now shut up and pay attention to my class. Gen took a deep breath slowly and silently, practicing a method of passive meditation. You're supposed to whisper, Greg whispered. She's a part of the gossiping community. She hears everything unless it's whispered in the last seat. I was going to stop acknowledging anyone talking to me in class, Gen thought to himself. I'll indulge myself in my own thoughts. This is not when I want my Wi-Fi to act up. It's all good, Underdog. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you guys want to read this yourself, here you go. I'm putting the link in chat. So you guys are free to like read it whenever you feel like. Wait, what the fuck? Oh fuck. Oh yeah, I have a whole Tohu playlist now. So we just vibe to Tohu music for like a solid 2.5 hours. Yeah, but this has, like I said, I haven't posted anything else. It's just this chapter. So if your Wi-Fi acts up and you're missing like a bit in the middle, you can catch up from here. This is the plan at the very least why I posted it. But yeah. My real name is there on my published book. However, it isn't on this. Because I wanted this to be like an anonymous thing, which anyone can read without knowing that I was on a road. Because the story is gonna get fucked up. Not yet. But the story is 100% gonna get fucked up in the future. So I'd rather it not be associated with me, but I mean it is fine. I don't really care about this point. You gonna do the first chapter? This is the first chapter. This is the first chapter on Rog. I won't finish the entire one in this sitting, but I will read all of it, even if it takes 2 streams like last time. So here we are. Gen looked over the other side of class towards the windows. After looking out at the sky for a couple of seconds, he took out his pen and notebook and started drawing different kinds of eyes in the margin of his book. He spent the entire period of 45 minutes doing this until the bell rang for their 5-minute break. While the rest of their class took out little boxes filled with biscuits or fruits of food made by mothers who have no idea how to cook food, support their families out of their bags, Gen put his head down on a desk and closed his eyes. I hate this headache. Can't even do anything about it because nobody will believe me. Oh wait, I don't want anyone to believe the things I say anyway. Greg tapped his shoulder. Gen opened his eyes and looked aside to see Greg standing next to him with a box of his own. Didn't you get anything to eat? He asked. No, didn't really have the time to pack myself any meals, Gen replied. Does your mom normally pack you a lunch? Most moms do then. I raised myself. On some rare occasions, I get a bunch of grapes or oranges. Now that I complain, really, it's not like I have an appetite. He's definitely thinking that there's something wrong with me, Gen thought to himself. Sam walked over to Gen's seat from some other group. What's up, Gen? Do you want to get to know more people in the class? We have 5 more minutes until English begins. Don't feel like it, he replied. So, Gen, do you play any video games? Greg asked him, ignoring Sam's present. Mostly MMOs. It's nice to pretend to have another life that isn't in your head. Nice, so which one do you play normally? What's the Wi-Fi not on ads? I'll probably watch the ward. Oof, feels bad, man. It's all good. It's all good. Right, so this is This was the part where I wanted to incorporate stuff I was doing in my normal life into this. There's a game called Dragon Roger, which I used to play quite a bit. At the time while I was writing, anyway, I kind of dropped the game. I haven't played it in months. I'd say years, because it used to burn my phone. So I effectively can't play it anymore on my phone. I don't really want to play it on the PC, because I feel like the game is much better on the phone itself. So I dropped it, but this is back then when I used to play it. Who plays MMOs? Dance Champ? Alright, yeah, I see how it is. But listen, I like MMOs a lot. At least, back then, I really wanted to get into MMOs and stuff. So I used to like find random games on the phone and stuff. So like Pram Online and stuff are games I used to play. Dragon Roger and all these. I wasn't heavily into gacha back then. Like the only gacha games I played back then were Bang Dream and Honkai. And I mean Bleach Brave Souls as well. But like I eventually got into like other games after then. And I kind of sort of had to drop the MMO parts of the games. So at some point the only MMO I played was PSO2, but I kind of sort of dropped it. I may get back into it in the future, but at the moment I don't really feel like doing anything in PSO2. So I guess I'll just have to like wait for the future and we'll see what happens from there. I invested a lot of time into it. Oh, I'll play the game too. You should add me as a friend, Greg was excited. I play it too, said Sam. You want someone to party with? Hit me up, haha. Gan looked at both of them as he sat upright and leaned back against his chair. Really? He asked suspiciously. Sam took out his phone from his pocket and opened the app. He tapped the main screen and showed his avatar again. His name in the game was Warlord 23. What in the... You're Warlord 23? Gan was surprised. You're that clown who keeps spamming the clan chat. Huh? You're my clan? That Russian one? Sam was surprised as well. What? You guys are in the same clan? I'm not even able to join one. Greg was disheartened after learning this fact. I'll add you to it, said Gen. I'm the clan leader after all. Why are you the clan leader of a Russian clan? I joined because an old friend of mine introduced me to the game. I joined his clan. But after a couple of days after his inactivity, I took over the clan leadership. Oh, okay, said Greg. Can you add me as well? My name is Asmodeus. I play as a gunslinger. Sure, I'll do that when I get home. And just lad, again made two friends who he could trust before half the first day was over. They spoke a little bit about the game and how they liked it for different reasons. Sam took some of Greg's food and then saw some other kid with some fancy food and took off to get his hands on it. Short breaks are fun this way, haha. Gren laughed. At least I know I won't be bored here, said Gen, looking at Greg's face, trying to make out his facial features. But it was all in vain, since all he could see was a skin-colored smudge. The bell started to ring again, and as if she was waiting right outside the classroom door, the next teacher walked into the class. There was a short, skinny woman with glasses and bright pink hair tied into a bun. She looked at Gen and then the rest of the class. The class wished her a good morning in the same singing tone. Are you going to introduce yourself to me, new kid? She asked Gen. No thank you, ma'am, Gen replied bluntly. Good, glad to hear that you won't be wasting my time. She continued without feeling affected by his bluntness. My name is Pearl, and I welcome you to your first class of English with me. Gen nodded approvingly. A couple of kids turned around to look at him, confused. They were probably thinking about how weird it is for a student to talk to a teacher in that manner on his first day of high school. Miss Pearl faced the rest of the class and tapped the chalk to her desk to get their attention. As I mentioned this in our class last week, I'll be dividing you into groups of 3 for your group discussion assignment for the week. Presentations will be done at the end of the week, end of the month, at the latest. She took out a list from between one of the pages of her notebook and read out the names of the people in groups of 3. Ken wasn't listening to any of this because he had already drawn himself in his own thoughts. After she was done reading out all the names, you may leave your seats and start discussing with your group mates. Miss Pearl sat down on the chair behind her desk. After a couple of minutes, 2 girls walked up to Gen's seat. Gen hadn't moved from his seat, so the other 2 had taken it upon themselves to open themselves up to him because he didn't seem very responsive to that kind of thing. Gen groaned silently. I hate group projects. Did you hear what our assignment is supposed to be on? One of the girls asked him. Gen didn't answer. Hey, come on, Sexy. You don't have to be that harsh on him, the other girl told her. Shut up, Mary. Sexy snapped back at her. You don't seem to care because you don't feel the need to stick your neck out for your grades. I'm supposed to get into Ivy League unlike the rest of you idiots. What is this? Gen thought to himself. Class topper ego? Sexy slammed her palm against Gen's desk. Listen here, Gen. You can act cool and aloof how much ever you want to, but don't you dare mess this up for me. It's just a school assignment. How hard could it be, woman? Sensei reached out with both her hands and grabbed him by his collar. As long as you don't let me down, I won't find a reason to have a problem with you. But don't even think about slacking off when you're partnered with me. Our topic is on Machiavellian principles followed subconsciously by people in the present day. Got that? She continued. Luckily, these are temporary groups. I won't let you down. If anything, you'll watch yourself fall down because you're walking down an extremely miserable path. Again? That was uncalled for, said Mary. Maybe you should apologize to her before she... I asked you to shut up, Mary, said Sexy. Even if I drop below my position as a great topper, I swear to God that I'll never forgive either of you. Mary gulped and she went silent. Gen sighed. Listen, I'm going to fill my bottle. If something is bothering you, come with me and talk about it. I've studied psychoanalysis and I'm sure I can help you out. Best case scenario, I'm not an idiot, so I'm sure I can finish this assignment by myself and even get decent grades for both of you. So he seems to trust his words. Maybe it was his charismatic and uncharacteristic way of speaking that made me feel like telling him more about myself. A side that I can't show to anyone else in this world. Nobody can understand the burdens and amount of stress that I have to go through on a daily basis, both at home and my coaching centers as well as this stupid school. Maybe some good will come out of this. What's the harm? Alright, I'll come with you. What in the world? They spoke for barely 2 minutes and now they're walking out together? Mary thought to herself as she watched both of them exit the classroom. Miss Pearl didn't seem to care about this. Greg and Sam also noticed this, but they didn't say anything because they didn't find it to be heavily unnatural. Mary waited for the both of them to return for a few minutes at Gen's desk. She was one of the most kind and helpful people in the classroom. Even though she had joined the school in the current academic year, she fit in because of her calming nature and the way she took things positively. She was introverted, but that just meant that she had a good couple of friends in her classroom who she used to help out whenever the need arose. She was about to turn her head to the side and look at the rest of the class, but just then the door opened and Gen walked in. Excuse me, ma'am. Cissy greeted Miss Pearl before she entered behind him. Hey, Mary. The guy sitting in front of Gen's just turned around and whispered to her. Do you think they went to the bathroom and did stuff? What the? Of course not, Jono. Mary scoffed at him. Cissy isn't that type, and Gen doesn't seem to be interested either. Yeah, right. As if a teenage boy isn't interested in girls, Jono chuckled to himself as he turned around. She turned to her side only to find Gen looking down at her through his nose. Turn to my seat, woman. Move, he commanded. Yes, sorry. She apologized as she left his seat. Wait, why am I apologizing? Greg, can Sassy borrow your seat for a couple of minutes? Gen asked him. Sure, I don't mind. Greg pushed his seat towards Gen's. Here you go, Sassy. Thank you, she sat down. Greg was the only one standing in his group, and so was Mary and Gen's. What? What, Nia? What happened? Which part of this threw you off? I know it's a very weird conversation. The move woman part? Oh. You get used to it. You will get used to it. I actually have no idea if I've like put lines like it like often, but it's just the way the character talks. Yeah, I took it as an excuse to drink boba. So here we are. The three of them start talking about their interpretation of what constitutes a Machiavellian, and again kept talking about various related things and even giving out real life examples of a concept that high school kids only thought would exist in fiction or out of their daily lives. From the way he spoke, they never expected themselves to relate to each and every single word that came out of his mouth, and that seemed to hit them on a deeper level. So in reality, Machiavellian principles are highly unethical and can actually be classified as a negative trait. However, since we see this kind of behavior in a lot of human adults, and a lot of them keeping that side of themselves hidden, so that society doesn't judge them, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make a solid statement about this in our presentation next week. Gen ended his talk. You seem to know a lot about this, Gen. We'll about as much as we can. Sassy doesn't slack off on work either, said Mary, smiling. I'm aware, thought Gen. Sassy nodded her head in response to what Mary said. The school bell started to ring, announcing the start of the lunch break. Alright then, Gen, we'll see you later. Mary waved as she left his desk area along with Sassy. See you again. Thanks for opening my eyes. I feel like I can finally be free now. Celsi had a weak smile on her face as she got up and left. Gan got up from her seat and picked up Greg's seat, moving it back to its initial location. You actually get along pretty well with people despite the nasty attitude. Greg had a big smile on his face as he chuckled. Yeah, but it's another reason why I don't like talking to people or having them come to me. I get headaches around too many people who have the potential to piss me off. You're funny, Greg laughed. Come on, let's go eat lunch downstairs. Why can't we eat in the class? Gen asked. You'll see when we get down, Greg replied. Very few people are allowed to sit in the classroom and eat the lunch. Like Celsi from our class and Rowan from the class next to ours. Gen groaned. Might as well. Gen took out his wallet from his pocket and counted the money in it. Cool, you're going to the cafeteria as well, I see, said Greg. I'll come with you. You won't get used to the procedure easily. He laughed half-heartedly. It's crowded? Not just then. You'll get what I mean soon. Gen shook his head and sighed. Might as well deal with it soon. I haven't eaten since the morning. While the two of them walked out of the classroom, Gen looked back at Celsi, who was looking outside the window, lost in her own world, looking at the bright blue sky. It's such a nice day, Gen thought to himself. The two of them descended down the staircases and walked out of the academic building, stepping into the large school ground. Gen instantly regretted existing in that place at the time and all times before then. Thus, food dropped everywhere every couple of square feet and pamphleted kids running around similar to the dogs and cats being raised in their families. What the f... A little kid ran and collided into Gen's leg and fell backwards due to the impact. There wasn't any reaction in Gen aside from his disgruntled expression, but the kid landed on some weird slushy food item that was left on the ground. I can't deal with this filth, he said. Greg, where's the cafeteria? Come, follow me. Gen followed Greg towards the other side of the ground, making sure to avoid all the food landmines and the little kids running around playing tag or something similar. They soon reached a white two-story building with the words cafeteria printed in bold above its entrance. Gen and Greg entered the cafeteria together, which wasn't as crowded as Gen had expected it to be. Go to the dude over there and place your order. Gen pointed to the left corner near the entrance where one man stood behind a counter and was taking a couple of orders from some people. Ah, typo, I see it now. They'll give you a coupon with a number on it and they'll display the number on the screen above us when your food is ready. Gen looked at Greg. Are you not getting anything? He asked. Sam asked me to wait for him. He's bringing a couple of his friends who he wants you to meet. Oh, I'm not interested in meeting more people, Gen responded. Are you going to come with me to order food or not? I should really stay here and wait for Sam. It's my best interest to listen to him. School bully? No, he's actually a pretty cool guy and people love having him around. Although some of his friends are, well, you'll see. Gen looked at him silently, trying to figure out what he meant. I guess I'll go order my food then. You know where to find me. Gen told him before walking away to place his order. Sam walked in through the door along with a couple of his friends following him into the cafeteria. What's up, Greg? Sam walked towards him. Oh, you're here. Gen is ordering some food for himself, so he didn't want to wait. Greg gave him a high five and did a fist bump crossed with a handshake. Wow, and I went out of my way to convince these guys to come with me for introductions. Sam reciprocated. I thought I told you I didn't want to be part of a group. Gen walked up to them and stood next to Greg. Hey, come on, man, Sam said cheerfully. I even brought people from other class to meet you. I thought a shy and scrawny kid like you would need some protection around the school in case you ever get bullied. Why would I let anyone harm my best friend, haha? Gan looked at the buff guy standing next to him, then glanced at all the other guys and noticed that they're all also pretty muscular. Just not at the same level of the first guy. All of them gave him an awkward, forced smile as if to greet him in a meek manner. What about yourself? Gen asked Sam. I don't look like it, but... Sam pulled up his sleeve and flexed his bicep. I have muscles too, haha. I even took taekwondo classes when I was younger, so I'm pretty good at self-defense. Gen sighed. I appreciate the thought, Sam. But I don't need bodyguards. I don't want others caught up in my life. I don't know why you're trying to act so edgy again. Sam grinned at him. At the very least, try and make acquaintances with Kane over here. Sam slapped his hand against the really buff guy's shoulder muscles. God damn, boy, they're like the rocks. My hands hurt now. He proceeded to cradle his arm. Gen silently shook his hand. Very well then. Gen extended his arm forward, offering Kane a handshake. Kisho Gen, transfer student. Nice to meet you. There's a chance we may get along with each other. Although I can't see his face. Kane Avery. Kane shook his hand firmly. I like the look in your eye and your attitude, Gen. So do all these guys. You're part of a gang that partakes in street fights and vigilantism. From time to time. If you ever need help, don't be afraid to ask. If you ever want to join us, let me know. Anything for a friend of Sam. Sounds fun. I'll see you around. I wish I knew what a space looked like. A gang sounds like it'd be beneficial to me. No, I can't get up mixed in with people out again. What a pain in the ass. Kane walked away along with his muscle gang and went on to hound kids for their lunch or money. The cafeteria was pretty crowded at this point. This must be a natural flow of things here. Shouldn't be an issue. I don't have any bullies in the school now. I should thank Sam. Gan looked at Sam. Don't mention it, man. Sam told him before he could say anything. We're all friends here. Your life in the school is going to be peaceful af now. Haha. Gan smiled. Yeah, I know it will be. For the next couple of minutes, Sam and Greg ordered their food as well. And they tried getting to know each other as well because Sam and Greg weren't really friends with each other until Gen joined the school. And the fact that they had common interests made it easier to get along. 3 of them ate their lunch together on the stairs of the cafeteria that overlooked the entire school ground. Sam and Greg talked about everything that was going on in the school and how the teachers behaved and taught the students as well. Can you see the stage there again? The one near our main building? The only spot on the ground where a lot of food hasn't been dropped? Sam pointed towards a large stone stage almost a whole kilometer in front of them. Maybe more. What about it? Every lunch break ends with a common assembly in front of that stage. Our head coordinator normally presides over it, but if we're lucky, we'll get to see our vice principal. I don't know if it'll happen today, but I've been waiting for them to announce the dates for the student council election. I'm running for a vice head boy this year. Oh, you're campaigning for a post this year? Greg asked. Isn't that extremely hectic work though? Are you muted? Am I muted? I'm not muted. How are we doing, TF, you doing? Hope we're doing good. Am I muted? Chat. I thought I was speaking. It's all good. It's pretty worth it. Pretty fun as well. It's the second highest position in the school, Sam replied. Plus, I'll be able to score chicks much easier than this way. There's no downside to it. No. Yeah, I'm not muted. Having unnecessary work is a downside, dumbass, thought Gen. My bad, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Hope you're doing good once again. What the fuck? I lost where I was. Having unnecessary work is a downside, dumbass, thought Gen. All the best for that, Sam. Every other competitor is an actual clown. I hope none of them win, said Greg. You underestimate the collective stupidity of the common masses, Greg. It's like my late brother told me. School is a dumb kind of assimilation done by colleges, and colleges are in turn a kind of assimilation of society itself. Nice. I'll have to agree with Sam on that. Nothing good ever comes out of hoping for the best from others. All they're capable of is disappointment. They have no hope. All I feel for them is contempt, said Gen. I checked the tab, it was unmuted. The word was muted. Oh, unlucky. That's unfortunate. It's all good, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, enjoy, sit back, relax, I guess. I'm just reading a story. Yeah. You took that to a whole new level again. Wow. That escalated quickly. Sam laughed uncomfortably. Are you alright? Oh, thanks for the follow, by the way. Yeah, how you doing? Wait, this isn't your first time here. Have you been here before? I have a feeling you dropped in through a raid at some point, but I don't remember. But it doesn't show like a first time chatter for you. So, yeah, welcome back. Thank you so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. Where am I? Yeah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Again, avoided the question. But it's healthier for me to not change this current mindset of mine. Makes everything bearable. I mean, we're fine as long as you're not suicidal. What are you talking about? You're sitting right next to me. Must have been here? Yeah, probably. Probably. How do you find my stream, by the way? Like, did I like randomly pop up in like recommended stream or something for you? Because that's odd, considering that I've only been back for like a week. Recommended channels. Oh, that's interesting. Because I've been doing like different stuff. I came back like a week ago from a hiatus. So I rebranded and all that. And I think you came when I had my old name. Because I know you haven't come after my rebranding. Yeah, so I just came back. I got back to streaming a week ago. So yeah, interesting. Interesting. That's all good. What are you talking about? You're sitting right next to me. Again, looked at him with an annoyed expression on his face. Suicide is for people who can't handle reality. It's for the weak. If someone wants to die, they might as well be dead already. There's no hope left for someone who doesn't want to live. Especially if the reasons for not living stems from dumbass reasons. I don't know why people like blowing things out of proportion. If you don't have a legitimate brain disorder, don't talk as if your emotions control you. Fucking idiots. What is their username before this? Or it's Komai or Kuri? So like, all my emotes still have the Komai prefix in front of them. Like, put this. Right? You can see that it still has the Komai prefix from my old name. Because I'm still used to that prefix. I feel like all my emotes also sound better with that prefix instead of the one I have now, Kurshi. Yeah. So I believe that that is much better for emotes, so I'm going to leave it as is. But this is a story that was written like 2 years ago, so I'm just like reading it now. So it's all good. I do a lot of just chatting though, let's be honest. Like even in the middle of playing games, I'm usually just like talking to chat instead. So if you're here for gameplay and all that, I don't really do that. But every once in a while, if you see me play games, you're free to drop by as well. It's all good. But yeah. Tanya, I won't stop chatting. It's all good. It's all good. That's good to hear. Again, no unparliamentary language, Greg shouted. The coordinator hates hearing those words. Getting tricked his tongue. But it's alright, guys. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not weak. I'm gonna harm myself. To be honest, that's better than the kind of stuff you hear from these so-called popular girls and fuckboys just pretending to have depression to earn pity points just to get into each other's pants, said Greg. Yeah, man. I'm glad you're not one of those types. Your attitude is completely misleading, said Sam. You're a pretty chill guy. I'm sure the behavior you have is all just an act. Who knows? Gen smiled again as he leaned back slightly and looked at the sky. As long as it doesn't put me in harm's way, it's all good. Greg and Sam chuckled to themselves. A manual bell was heard ringing from the middle of the school ground. Time for assembly. Sam jumped up. Do you guys want to go stand in line together? Is there some kind of rule that says we're not allowed to? There is, said Greg. But people like standing along with their friends, so. And besides, the only two legitimate rulers during the assembly are girls and boys shouldn't stand together. And we shouldn't ever be late. Convenient. I don't mind then, said Gen, taking up Sam's offer. The three of them found their class line after walking across the school ground, avoiding all the food landmines on the way. These kids have such pathetic and incompetent parents who couldn't even teach them not to drop their food. I'd like to see the pigsty they live in, to be honest. Your time is running out. Oh yeah, I need to make it a line now. Gen's thoughts were interrupted. The three of them stood in line and looked in the direction of the stage, where a visibly old woman, who definitely had several encounters with Bodock shorts, stood in front of a microphone and silently looked through her nose at everyone. Wow, she's doing the same thing you did. I don't like her already, Gen thought to himself. I'm gonna eat, bro. Back, take your time, Nia. Take your time. Hope we had some good food. Good afternoon, students. The coordinator spoke through a microphone with one of her hands on the mic and the other one tucked behind her back. I don't know why you still lack the basic common sense to pick up whatever food you dropped, or even the basic human ability not to drop your food. There are dustbins all over the ground. This is why you kids will never be allowed to eat in your classrooms. Ever. Seniors, I expect you to teach your juniors about how to maintain discipline. I take it back. She's fun. Moving on, to those of you interested in running for student council, drop by my office at the end of the day before dispersal, she announced. Sam turned back and grinned at Greg and Gen and whispered, I'm gonna win. Third. All of a sudden, a few girls shrieked. A couple of people aside near the main building wall started to cause some kind of commotion and began to crowd there. What's going on there? The coordinator asked, vexed. Ma'am, someone fell from the roof, one of the kids shouted. The expression on the coordinator's face from one of irritation to one of pure panic. She started to half run in the direction of the crowd, passing through the students to make her way to the center. Gen felt a smile crawling onto his face, a smile he didn't want to cover. He felt elated. He could see the shimmer in his eyes. Toxic kids? True. Average high school experience. Who do you think it is? Greg asked. I don't know, Sam replied worriedly. Beats me. Gen continued to look at the stage, unlike everyone else who was trying to find out who the victim was. The strange calmness that I yearned for. It's extremely pleasant, extremely addictive. The sight of someone else's misfortune. It's so beautiful. The coordinator shouted at everyone around her. Don't crowd around her. Call the ambulance. Call the police. This isn't a suicide. There's no way a gifted student like her would die like this. She turned back to the victim and lifted her head off the ground and held her in her arms. Sexy, hold on. We're going to get you some help. I can't see it from this distance, but I can hear it in her voice. Ah, tears. How exhilarating. I wish everyone in the world could feel this kind of pain and terror in their daily lives. At least then they wouldn't complain about the pointless shit that goes on in their meaningless lives. But why do you have to ruin your mood by thinking about people? I'm right, there's no reason to. See? Greg asked slowly, from our class? I don't know any other Selkie in our school, said Sam. But this is unfortunate. Who would have thought that this was happen? The council decides to bonk every one of them. Unlucky. Unlucky. What do you think I'll have to do for my English assignment now? Asked again. What? Why in the world are you worried about that? Greg looked at him confused. Because this world will continue to move even if someone just died. There's a difference between people and the parts of machines, said Gen. And everyone who has become a part of the system is no longer human. You can all believe that you feel emotional. You can all believe that I'm cold-hearted. Gen looked at Greg in the eyes. But something like our education system will not change and will not be affected by the death of a single child. Gen, stop saying shit like that. People are going to get the wrong idea. Sam grabbed him by the collar and turned Gen to face him. He spoke softly. Look around you. People are already judging you. Oh, Falcon, welcome to stream as well. Been a while. Gen didn't make any sudden movements. They're judging me? For speaking the truth. Hogs in a machine. That's hypocrisy. I'm not sure what else to call it. You don't seem to reject the thought though, Sam. Is the book you published? No, this is not the book I published. The book I published has a very different setting. That's more fantasy oriented. This is the crime thriller one that I've written like 2 years ago. And I've been writing like very slowly. I'm uploading this to WordPress for free. So like anyone can like search for the story and like read it from there. What is this? This is the other story that I'm writing, Falcon. This is the other story that I was going to read tonight. This is the other story. This is not the published one. This is the one. It's like an online thing. Yeah, I'm putting it for free online. So anyone can read it if they want to. Sam losing his grip around Gen's collar. Sorry about that, Gen, he said, helping him straight out his collar. Don't be. It's perfectly normal for someone to react like you did for something that happened. Something that might... What the fuck did I type? For someone to react like you did for something that someone like myself has said, said Gen. Nice, yeah. So I have only this one chapter. This is the first chapter of the story that I put up on the site. I have drafts for the next 2 chapters, which I could upload if I want to, and I'm in the middle of writing another one. So depending on what you guys think about this chapter and how it goes, I'll continue writing the story. So far, I'm sure many of you guys think it's going like kind of slowly. Mainly because right now we're still in like the school arc, right? We're just like introducing characters and stuff. So for now, it'll be slow. But keep in mind that this is like a very long chapter. It's like 20,000 words, which is basically, it's technically like 10 chapters long. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, 20,000 words is like easily like 100 pages of a novel. Because the book I published has, I think about 100,000 words. I think 103,000 words was the novel I published. And that's like about 500 pages. This is like 100 pages of like a regular sized novel. Yeah. I want to see how the next 2 clauses will go. I'll be disappointed if there's no difference. The coordinator walked back onto stage and picked up the microphone from his stand. You can all disperse now. We'll handle the situation. Go back to class. Thank you. She dropped the mic. Sassy. The students all walked back into the building in 2 lines, each going up the double helix staircase that led back to their classrooms on different floors. Nobody spoke a word.
9000 says I'm developing a mafia/gang kinda story right now.
Oh yeah.
Nothing substantial, but I'm trying to figure out what I want from the story. Right now I have made a basic set of characters, groups and have a fixed starting point for the story. Yet to figure out the rest. Don't know when I should starting writing. I feel I'm still brainstorming.
So the thing with writing is, I didn't do this for my first book, by the way. The book I published, I didn't do this. I just had a rough story in mind, I just wanted to get from like start goal to end goal, which is from absolutely nothing to the end of the story. And that was how I wrote my first story. However, for the sequel and what I did for this story as well, the basic idea is to try to make a skeletal structure with a lot of the key points that you want to write, which basically gives you like a better like structure for yourself to write in. So you know what's happening yourself and you can get from point to point much easier. Because going from start to finish is going to feel like a drag. Right? Y'all write books? Oh, I write books alone. I used to write a lot and I got one book published back in 2019. And I started writing a sequel, but I kind of sort of like left that on pause because I had to be in a certain kind of mood to write that story. However, I wrote this like immediately after. I'm writing this now. I'm slowly trying to get back into writing as well because writing is something I enjoy doing. So I really want to get back into it. So I'll have like a lot more like reading streams, I guess, in the future as well. Like, I know my voice isn't like very ASMR-y and shit, so it's not like I can do ASMR reading. But I do want to write myself and like put my own stories out there. Start and finish is fixed. Yeah, start and finish is like one thing, but it needs stuff in the middle. The characters and development of story in the middle is kinda, yeah. Just like have rough key points in the middle, dude. Like how you want the story to progress. Thinking I'm trying to make a modern mafia story, not one of them 1980s Italian stuff. So yeah, this story I'm writing as well has a lot of stuff to do with gangs and all that as well. Just gangs, criminal organizations, stuff like that. Apologies, Korea. I had to leave today. Have a good stream and see you. I'll see you around, Zen. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'll see you around. I'll see you around. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in the story which basically makes it very fucked up. So yeah, after watching like Tokyo Revengers, I kind of sort of felt like writing again. And after watching The Boys as well, I felt like watching even more. Hope time I have a story time stream. Welcome to stream, Sam. Hope you're doing good as well. I'm doing good. I got boba, so I'm drinking boba slowly while I'm reading as well. That's all good. It's all good. But Zen, thank you so much for stopping by once again. So have fun doing it is where it is IRL. That's all good. What's The Boys about? I thought it's some comedy show. Nah. The Boys is like a fucked up superhero show, but that's all I'm going to say. I would recommend it strongly. I think it's like hands down my favorite show of all time. You should definitely check it out, Falcon. If you like, try yoinking your parents' Amazon Prime or something and like just watch it off from there. Exams or lots of strive and sleep. Nice, Sam. Enjoy. Alright, I'm getting back to the story. I want to delay. Where was I? Oh yeah, I finished this. After a couple of minutes, Gen and the rest of his class returned to the classrooms. The first thing that everyone noticed was the huge and neatly written message on the blackboard from Sexy herself. I hate the one who brought me into this world and made it a living hell for me. I hope that I'm never born again. I'll be back in a bit. It's all good, Falcon. Take care. Have fun. Gen was the first to walk back to his seat. But once he sat down, he continued to read and reread the words on the board. The bell started to ring again, giving the students the signal to return to their seats and get ready for the next class. You know, Greg, Gen spoke up abruptly. I didn't expect her to die during the lunch break. Greg turned to look at him. I know, Gen. Nobody did. This is surprising to all of us. Gen went back to a silent state. The class teacher walked into the room. She put down her attendance register and textbook and looked down at her desk and took a deep breath. Before she started to talk, she gulped and slowly turned up to look at the class. The medical professionals have taken Saxi to a hospital and the police are here to talk to people about anything they know about this unfortunate accident that took place yesterday. She gulped again. Some of you may be asked to stay back to answer their questions. She gulped again. One of the kids got up from his seat and handed over his water bottle to her. Here you go, Miss Black. Thank you, McCowboy. She took the bottle from him and took a couple of sips. She stayed silent for a few more moments and so did the rest of the class. Moving on, I've been asked to conduct the class as usual by the coordinator because we can't hold all schoolwork because of the death of his child, said Miss Black. Before going about starting the class, I'm going to take your attendance now. Again, Greg called him out to the side. The attendance is taken seat-wise. You'll be the last one called. Yeah, chill. I got it. Gen replied. Miss Black started to call the names of the students. Max Maslin, Here, ma'am. You know what? I'm gonna skip like the attendance part. These are all the students in class, basically. If you ever want to go through it, you can. However, you know what? I do believe some of the names are important because the class exists, the school exists. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna read it all on. Here, ma'am. Belle Whitney, here. Sexy isn't here. Wilbur is here. Bradley, McAvoy, Bob, here. Here, 2 students answered. Krista Jones, Isaac, here. Here, ma'am. Soren Slade, Colby, present, here. Pasta Salad Boy, I'm still not convinced that's your real name. Yeah, my parents thought it'd be funny too. Now they have a son called Pasta. What a stupid name. Again, laughed out a little. So did the rest of the class. The mood became lighter because of this kid's name. Lucy Jones, Kane Avery, Abel Josiah. Here, Kane answered. Present, ma'am. The other 2 answered. Sean is here. Sam Warwick. Prez is also here. Jonah and Joseph are here. Marianne Weber, present. Pasta. Dude, alright. So, this is something I want to put in a story. And people who read, like, my novel know this as well. I have a character in that story as well who's named Pasta. It's not the exact same Pasta Sad Boy. He has like a different name, but he has Pasta in the name nonetheless. Regardless, it is meant to be a joke either way, and both of these people don't like their names. It's like, I won't say a recurring character, but I did think the name is funny. Sam better be good. Oh, Sam is one of the main characters, like best friends. So don't worry about it. Dude, the funny thing is, Sam, I wrote this 2 years ago. So I didn't even know you back then. But here we are. It's like I predicted the fucking future, and here you are. Yeah, but you're annoying as shit, Sam. Yeah. Pasta be debuting your books? True. True. I fucking love Pasta, man. I probably only have it like next week when I'm back home again. Jennifer, here. A male's voice was heard, which is through Gen off. What in the world? There's a guy named Jennifer. What is this class? Getting thought. Castle Greaves. Gregory Menendez, here. Present, ma'am. Your show again? Here. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Miss Black put down her attendance register and turned back to face the board. In the last class, we spoke about viscosity of fluids and even saw a demonstration in the lab. You're free to use the labs at any point in time as long as the assistant is present there, so make full use of it. Oh, she teaches us physics. I'll probably have some kind of respect for her for teaching such a messed up subject. Ask her about the viscosity of blood. Fuck off. Now I'm hungry. Move on. It's all good. You can get some food if you want. Wait, is there a different name you want me to call you by instead of like TF? Where am I? Oh, here. Within the next couple of seconds, Gen lost his attention and started to drift off into his land of daydreams. He came back to his senses when the bell started to ring and proceeded to forget everything he was dreaming about. Did you understand anything that happened in the class? Greg asked him. Gen slowly turned around to look at him with a stoic expression on his face. I wasn't even mentally present in that class, man. Greg laughed out as he shook his head. Physics is random, haha. I keep zoning out in this class especially. Same case here, not gonna lie. TF is fine, alright. Because I have another mod whose name is TF. So I may get confused if he ever does drop by stream and if you see him there. So if the both of you guys are there together, it'll be a little confusing for me. Or like I guess you guys as well. But I guess for now it's fine. Right. Sam walked back to Gen's desk. Hey Gen, Greg. Do you guys want to go down to the new coffee bar that opened up near here? My name is Chaitra. Wait, are you Indian? That sounds like a very Indian name. I don't mind, said Greg. I live nearby. Yep. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'm Indian too. So like, I just like asked. But my community isn't like largely from the country. I mean, there is Sam. But for the most part, like, I don't have like a very Indian-centric community. I was about to India and stuff, that's about it. But yeah, interesting. Good to meet you again. Yeah, I don't mind, said Greg. I live nearby. Gen? Who else is coming? Gen asked her, his arms folded. Probably just us. Kane isn't much of a coffee guy, otherwise I would have invited him over as well. It would have been a bad idea to see a guy lad sitting in a coffee shop anyway. Come on. It's gonna be fun. Sam tried to peer pressure him into going with him. Is it going to be crowded? I don't want to be around a lot of people. Forget the headaches. It's even weirder being in a crowd where nobody has a distinct face. This fucking disorder can't even help me for once in my life. Good to meet you again too, True. I guess I'll just call you like TF for now though, because I think that's like easier for me as well. However, if like my mod TF comes in, I'll probably refer to you as Chaitra if you're fine with that. It has opened up recently. I doubt there'll be a crowd, Sam said as he scratched his head, unsure. Besides, it's not such a massive place. It just has a couple of tables spread out to give everyone in there a sense of calm. Wooden flooring too. It looks pretty fancy. There's even an outdoor terrace kind of thing where I would like to try sitting at. Sounds pretty cool, said Greg. Oh, but I need to call Han and the others in case anything happens. How long are you planning on staying in there? Probably 20 to 30 minutes? Fine then, I guess. It shouldn't interfere with anything else in my schedule. Sam smiled wide. Not that Gen could see it, but he sure could hear it from the way he spoke. Great, we'll make this into a daily after-school tradition, Greg chuckled. I hadn't agreed to that though, said Gen. Haha, don't be lad, Gen. See how you like the place and then decide. The bell started to ring again for the next class. Cool, I'll see you guys after this class gets over so we can walk there together. Oh damn it. The next teacher who walked around was a man wearing plain clothes. He didn't carry anything into the class with him. Good afternoon, class. Don't get up. The man cleared his throat. Isaac, help me with the projector. Isaac got up from his seat and walked to the back of the class where the projector was placed. He turned it on and the screen flashed onto the blackboard. The message from the lunch break was still there. Oh yeah, this happened. He picked up a duster from a desk and erased the message. Bro, that was evidence. What kind of clown shit is going on? Today's class will be starting conditional statements in Python. Clearly, he was the computer teacher. I assume some of you are already familiar with the term, so if anyone is free to answer, he proceeds to open up the terminal on the screen using a stylus. All of a sudden, a couple of loud knocks were heard pounding against the door. After a brief pause, the knocks repeated. The computer teacher went to open the door, which allowed two policemen to walk into the class. They were dressed in their long Prussian blue trench coats and navy blue shirts and pants with the golden badge attached to the right shoulder sleeve with the names engraved on it. We're taking in students for questioning now. Please cooperate, said one of the men. Robert Wells, there's a class going on now. I thought you were going to talk to students at the end of the school day. Nobody is going to make it easier for us in the span of 2 hours, sir, said the other man. We decided the best course of action was to catch the students off guard. According to the coordinator, this can't be just a regular suicide because she was an exemplary student. Therefore, she has given us permission to interrupt this class to call out a couple of students. Very well, I guess. I can't really say anything in this situation. Thank you for cooperating, sir, said Wells. He pulled out a notepad from his coat pocket. Let's see here. Max, Wilbur, Bradley, McAvoy, Soren, Kane, Marianne, Kisho. Come with us to the Vice Principal's office. We'd like to have a word with you. What the hell? You're taking the nerd gang, but not me? One of the kids got up from the last row. Why are you not interrogating me? Even I want to be involved. Sit down, Joseph. You couldn't possibly be involved in this case with such an open personality. You would have already been figured out, said the computer teacher. Dumbass. I wonder why I got called. Probably because of that stupid group assignment thing. Some Mary's involved as well. Or so they think. It's also possible that some cameras caught me walking with her when I went to fill my bottle. Again, got up from his seat. So did the others whose names were called out. The two policemen walked into the room, and the 8 students followed them out of the class. While they were walking downstairs through the double helix staircase, Mary called out again. Hey again, why do you think we're getting cold? She asked. Probably because the English teacher told them that we were in a group assignment with her. We probably won't be held up for too long, Gen told her. Oh, alright. She seemed to accept that logic. What about the studious bunch who got called out along with us? I know Sora and Kane get in a lot of fights on the streets, but they had run-ins with the police a few times. But these 4, probably suspected because I see is the class topper. The academic face of our class, in other words. And these guys are our main competition. A primary cause of stress within the school. Who knows what kind of things at home are like. What the fuck am I saying? Oh. She went silent. They were asked to stop in front of the VP's office, and only the two policemen went inside. Wells came out after a couple of seconds and asked Soren to come into the room. I've come back from consuming. Welcome back, Nia. What do you have to eat? I'm not sure why they called Soren, said Kane. I mean, sure, he's a rough guy, but he wouldn't lay hands on a girl. He thinks of all of them as his sisters ever since his youngest sister passed away a couple of years ago. Oh my. That's unfortunate to hear. Mary spoke in a sad voice. What about you, Kane? Again asked. What about you? Would you harm a girl? Kane looked at him silently, unsure of what to answer. It was an odd question, one that nobody would ever be asked unless they were interrogated. But Gen wasn't in a position to interrogate him, and that fact threw him off. I get into fights with a lot of people, Gen. I've hit girls before. It's not like I wouldn't do it again. But given a choice, I wouldn't pick a fight with anyone unless I was provoked in some way or another. Nice. Gen spoke with a smirk on his face. And you, Gen? Asked Kane. You had a sociopath look on your face in the morning when you came into class. But you look eerily happy now. Huh? Gen forced his face to turn back to his normal dead demeanor. Ramen! Damn, unlucky. I wish I had ramen. I'll try ordering ramen tomorrow if I can, but I don't think that's going to happen. I've also noticed then, said Max, the smallest guy in class. Isaac pointed out in the morning that something was wrong with you and that we should keep an eye on you. Sounds heartwarming, Gen replied with his dead expression. And just like Kane said, your expression has changed considerably since the start of the day, Max continued. You told us that you weren't here to make friends, but you already become friends with Gregory and Sam. You seem awfully chummy with Kane now. It wouldn't be a surprise if you're the one who drove Lexi to the edge and made her jump off the roof. Another nerd spoke up, Wilbur probably. Damn, there's so many typos I see now. I should probably like re-edit all this stuff later. Kensman returned to his face. I'm sorry. You think I killed her? Me? Oh no, he's smiling again, McCoy pointed out. You sick freak. Bradley commented on his behavior. Gen's smile vanished. His eyes grew several shades darker as he glared at Bradley. You're lucky you're around people right now. You're lucky I wasn't the one to push Alexi off the roof. What? You only have the new kid to blame because you don't trust me? I've got news for you. I don't care whether you trust me or not. But don't fucking form a faction against me and hurl abuses like you piece of human filth are better than me. Know your place, you piece of shit. Again? Sit down before someone comes out of the office, alright? Said Kane. Unknown to himself, Gen had unconsciously gotten up from his seat and was standing in front of Bradley, who was trembling so much that even a cold sweat had broken out over his forehead and puddle had formed around his feet. Hey, what are you doing? The coordinator opened the door to the room. Sit back down, and don't you dare use that unparliamentary language in the vicinity of the school ever again. The next time I hear you say anything, I'm going to throw you out and give you a strict disciplinary action. Everyone went silent. The VP, policeman, and Soren inside the room could be seen silently looking out at the commotion caused by her outside the room. Everyone was silent. Even Kane had lowered his gaze so he wouldn't make eye contact with her. But not Gen. Gen just continued to stand and look right into her eyes. Granted, he couldn't make out where her eyes were, and that may have been less intimidating for him. Is this the kind of behavior your parents taught you while you were living at home? Don't you have any respect for your elders? She asked. I don't have parents, Gen replied. The coordinator went speechless for a couple of seconds. She must have frozen in place with such a sudden answer, something that nobody had ever had to go to display. We're explaining me, sorry ma'am. Max interrupted them and began to apologize. He got this worked up only because we started collectively pointing at him as a suspect in Sexy's suicide. And we called him a bunch of names which he didn't like. Oh, Max. She said as she looked away from Gen. That sounds understandable. She turned back to Gen. Don't behave this way ever again. I'm warning you. She looked at the four nerds once again. While Soren is innocent, Officer Barnaby has gotten a call with Sexy's mother. Apparently the competition between the kids was healthy and Sexy never found a problem with any of you. She even told us about your group study sessions which always went smoothly and everyone came out feeling satisfied. With that, we've decided to let you four off the hook. This won't be in your records. Thank you, ma'am, said Max. Thank you, ma'am, said the other three. And you, she pointed at Bradley. There's a pair of pants in the lost and found at the reception. Wash yourself and change your pants. Sorry, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bradley ran out of sight to get his new pants. The other three left as well. Kane, come in. The coordinator called him into the office. Kane got up and walked towards the door. While he entered the room, Soren came out of it. It's chill, bro. He'll be out of there soon. I doubt they think it's us because we won't push people to commit suicide this way. Someone did a fancy handshake with Gen and both of them snapped their fingers at the end of it. Chill then, Ken replied. He went out of the room. Do you think you can do a handshake live with someone? Probably not. I'm not even a fan of handshakes. Gen noticed that Mary had broken her cold sweat and her heart started to shiver. Her neck was glossy from all the sweating, and even her armpits were slightly stained. Why are you so worried? Gen asked her. You don't even have anything to do with this. Yeah, but what if I say something wrong and they arrest me for it? What could they possibly arrest you for? Mary stopped shaking. Her face had a blank expression on it as she struggled to find an answer. Of course, what could she possibly say that would put her in handcuffs? Absolutely nothing. Oh, you're right, Gen, she said. Thank you for that. I was really worried for a while. Gen couldn't see that, but he knew that she had a little smile on her face now. So, he smiled back in response to her reaction. You're pretty dumb, you know. You got paranoid for no reason, he laughed mockingly. Hey, shut up. She laughed as well, nudging him with her elbow. It's a perfectly normal reaction, alright? Sure, he replied sarcastically. Kane walked out of the room. Mary, it's your turn. Mary got from her seat. I'll see you here again. Gen didn't say anything as she went in the room. The thing is you, Gen, he told him. How come? They said something about the CCTV footage showing you and Ceci walking together in the corridors with nobody around. Knew it. That's pretty dumb. How's it you guys and those two near the cafeteria during lunch break? I told them that as well. But the reason they still suspect you is because of the footage that was taken during regular class hours, said Kane. It's even more suspicious because the cameras don't capture audio. So they don't even know what you two are talking about. I'm drinking boba. Give me a sec. Oh, alright. Gen gave out a small burst of laughter through his nose. It's fine, Gen. It's fine, Kane. Oh, my bad. No audio, huh? I'll tell F about this later. It'd be easier to hack into the footage, I assume. I'll tell you the truth. It's not like I'm the one who killed her, said Gen. I guess so. Kane extended his muscular arm towards Gen, offering him a handshake. I'll see you in class then, bro. Gen looked at the hand in front of himself, perplexed. What do I do here? Do I just attempt a regular handshake or do I do that fancy one like what Soren did? He slowly extended his hand forward, giving Kane a firm handshake. But Kane took it a step forward and proceeded to continue with his fancy handshake, somehow going all the way to the end, even with the finger snap. Even though Gen couldn't replicate any of it. Holy crud, man. I am absolutely terrible at this. Gen just continued to look at the two hands with an even more confused expression on his face. Kane didn't seem to mind it though. He patted Gen on the shoulder with his other hand and walked back to class by himself. Mary came out of the room. She wasn't able to raise her head to look at Gen. Gen? Yeah, I know, he said. Kane told me. Wells came out and beckoned to Gen to enter the room. Gen entered silently and sat in front of the VP and Wells. Barnaby and the coordinator stood behind him near the closed door. Sure, Gen. We'd like you to look at the CCTV footage from earlier today, said Wells, turning the laptop in front of him towards Gen. Gen watched two camera screens side by side and full color but no audio. The scene in front of him was the part where he left the classroom to fill his bottle and Cecily walking behind him. Neither of them had said anything at this point, but after a couple of seconds, Cecily started to move her lips, a sign that she had begun to talk. Changed name, yeah, Connie. Rebranded. Welcome, stream. Been a hot minute. Oh, so this is how she looks. I'll start looking at recordings like this for my next couple of victims. At least I'll know what they look like after they've died. Gen wasn't able to see the faces of people in real life, but through a screen it was clearly visible. There weren't any smudges across her face, and she could clearly see her eyes, nose and mouth, and the glasses she was wearing. The two of them walked out of the field of vision of the first camera into the next screen. The cameras were placed so poorly that there was only one camera on either end of the corridor per floor. This left a lot of blind spots, especially near the double helix staircase. The middle part of the corridor and its 90-degree bend halfway through near the DHS junction. And the emergency staircase at the end of the corridor. The one he used to walk down the ground during the lunch break. I've been too busy doing 11th in my commerce class. Oh shit. Hope school is going well though, Pony. It's all good. Kind of way too dank, NGL. I mean, yeah, 11th grade is kind of fucking dank. 12th grade gets much better though, trust me. 11th grade I think was like fucked up for everyone, but 12th grade is much better, so trust me. Yeah. So he was still moving her lips, and only occasionally stopped whenever Gen opened his mouth to say a couple of inaudible things to her. Every time Gen said something, the expression on her face became lighter, like a weight had been lifted off her chest. Gen then proceeded to lift up his water bottle while Ceci continued to talk to him. On their way back to the classroom, only the backs of their heads were seen. Therefore, nobody knew whether they were still talking or not. Care to explain what the new student with an antisocial first impression was doing with the model student on your first day? Wells asked him. What can I say? I'm a very good listener and charismatic speaker, said Gen. Were you talking about something while only the backs of your heads were seen? Asked the VP, another fat and short woman whose face Gen couldn't make out. Of course. Can't believe she wasted time with that question. What were you talking about? Asked Wells. I knew that something was on her mind during class, so I offered to talk to her to ease her mind. I asked her to come out with me to walk and talk as I had to go to fill my bottle anyway. Why do you do that? I may seem like a cold-hearted person, getting just to his dead expression. But if someone ever needs help, I'll offer them my advice. Whether or not it helps that person is up to them. Why would someone like her ever take help from someone like you? The coordinator asked abruptly. Gen didn't turn around. The expression on his face turned slightly disgruntled. Are you trying to antagonize me when I tried helping a fellow classmate, ma'am? He asked her. I even had to complete an assignment with Mary and her for next week. What could I possibly gain from pushing her to commit suicide? The coordinator did not answer. Ma'am, said Wells, I know you mean well. I know the death of a top student in a class will be harsh on this institute's reputation, but please don't interrupt like this again. The coordinator nodded her head, agreeing with him. I'm going to ask you again, Kishogen, asked Wells. What were you talking about? Pretty personal, Officer Wells. I don't think she'd want me to talk about it, even if she just died. It's only going to be kept in this room. The information will not be given out freely to others. Gens considered all the various things he could say, and what the outcome of each of his statements or group of statements would lead to. After carefully thinking about it, he said, No, I still can't tell you. Let me remind you that you're still a suspect, Kishogen. Gen remained silent. After a couple of seconds, he decided to say his next few words. I'll tell you. But the principal and the coordinator had to leave. Why do we have to leave? This is my office, said the VP. Ma'am, please, this is important. Even for you, said Wells. The VP took a deep breath and exhaled irritatedly. Fine then. She pointed again. Make it quick. Thank you, ma'am. Gen and Wells replied at the same time. Gen lost some focus and the hint of a smile returned to his face. Once he realized that, he forcibly made a return to his usual demeanor. Luckily, nobody had noticed it. Once two women had left the room, Gen said, Honestly, I know I shouldn't tell you much, but I can give you the key points of our conversation, and why she seemed so upset initially. Wells sighed. As long as it helps us, I don't mind it at this point. Alright then, again. So the one you should be looking into is her mother, not a student of the school. Brilliant diversion. Thank the Lord for possibilities. Why her mother? Because the reason for her glum mood all the time was her mother, of course. She wasn't under any stress from her classmates. She wanted to live a normal student life with normal friends. But her mother and her teachers, even the coordinator, wanted her to excel in academics, only just to broadcast her as the image of a woman who was smarter than all men combined. It was a pretty dumb concept even to her, and she hated it. But her mother was very abusive towards her, especially whenever Ceci expressed the thought of having even a little freedom in her life. If I had to paint a picture to describe her emotions, it would be a magpie standing in the middle of a glass-walled cage. Even her father never really had a say in anything. Gen turned back to look at Barnaby with a smirk on his face. Haha, feminists, am I right? Emma said her mother and I laughed super hard. Wait, what part of that was funny? What part of that was funny? Relatable except the abuse part? I guess so. Sam, dude, your parents are very chill from what you've spoken about in... Oh shit, what's up, Tito? Welcome to stream. Hope we're doing good. Barnaby looked away and fake coughed to avoid talking about it. Her mother, huh? That brings a new perspective to things, said Wells. That just means that this is suicide-related stress. We had to inform the coordinator and vice principal about this. Even let her mother know. Doesn't look like anyone is getting arrested today. Has my head going in for the your mother joke? Interesting, interesting. Yeah, luckily I resisted here, I guess. I guess when it comes to academics, this is the currency for now. Alright. I see, I see. I don't think this is common among students, said Barnaby, disappointed that he couldn't arrest a minor. Are you going to let this case go off so easily, huh? Actually, officers, this is a bad idea, but screw it. It couldn't really just be about stress. She felt much better after talking to me. Maybe you should take a look at her call history. Maybe her mother pushed her over the edge once again and I wasn't around to help her out this time. No, 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 what if there's nothing there? What if her mother never called her or she never spoke to her mother? Her mother may not accept it. But if you find a call that ended just a few minutes before her death that existed between her and her mother, it's definitely the mother's fault. Again added. How can you say that for sure? Wells asked him. Also, alright. I'm going to give 2 more pieces of information so you guys will kind of sort of follow up with what's happening in the story, alright? I mean, it hit me when I was young and messed up hard. Oof. Oof. Yeah, my parents hit me when I was a kid. They don't accept it now, but they haven't really hit me like past like a certain age, because I used to like fight back and shit. Like if I ever got hit, I just hit back. Like I just had like severe like aggression issues. I got out of that like let's call it slump a few years ago when I went to therapy. That's all good. Broke something, bro. Bro. Just hit back. Yeah, true. True. My parents still hit me and do the good old verbal abuse. You know, bro, in 11th grade, no short. No short, Connie. Bro, what are you doing in 11th grade? Just like act defiant. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They can't hit you beyond a certain extent because you'd be like, dude, if you hit me, I'm literally going to walk into school and show people that you hit me. Do you want that as parents? Because most parents like having their respect in society. And they don't want to be known as people who hit their kids. No one ever flexes that. It's all shit that's behind the scenes. Right. Aggression issues? Yeah, I used to have them. Now I'm a schizophrenic, so like, I know it all came hand in hand with each other. So I still have it, but it's not as bad as it used to be, which is all good. Also, my teacher hit me in school, let's say he wasn't there anymore. Oh yeah, it's illegal. Your teachers just can't lay a hand on you. When I got older, I would just hold their hand and say, I'm not gonna do that, that's cringe, dude. That's just fucking cringe. But here we are, I guess. My mental health is declining every day. Well, relatable, Connie. But here's the funny part. You're still in 11th grade. Wait until you get to uni is all I'm gonna say. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is I hope for the best. And I hope that no one actually gets to the point where I have gotten myself to, or like, rather, more than me getting myself to this point, my brain is just like very fucked up. There is then. It's all good. It's all good. How can you say that for sure? Wells asked him. Well, again smile again. I have a talent for criminal profiling. I know the worst kinds of adults out there, and a parent who puts the academics of their own child above their own mental health and well-being is the most worthless kind of adult out there. You can't respect an adult who doesn't respect the balance in life. Isn't that right, Officer Wells? Well, smile back. You're right, kid. That's why I support my daughter completely when it comes to things important in her life. You certainly look like the kind of man who does. You know, Kishore again, he said. If the need ever arises, do you think you'll be able to help us out with any kind of profiling? Officer Wells, I don't think getting a kid involved would ever be a good course of action, added Barnaby. I mean, he's just a kid. What can he possibly do? This is turning out well. I didn't foresee this kind of event to occur today. What a drastic change in a day. Looks like the god of luck decided to bless you today. You don't have to depend on me, Officer Barnaby. Or if you end up running into a dead end or any case related to criminal activity, I'd be more than happy to help you, Officer Wells. And when my strategies work out, maybe we'll be seeing each other a lot more of each other. Wells laughed out loud. You're a funny kid. I'll probably keep in touch with you, eventually. He looked at Barnaby. Come on, let's tell our staff and then our family. Barnaby nodded in response. He opened the door and they left the room. While Gen was leaving the room, he noticed that the VP and coordinator were sitting on seats outside the room, looking right at him. Gen had his usual expression on his face. So, it wasn't you, the VP said. Of course not, ma'am. I'm not a sadist. Gen felt a chuckle in his brain. The bell rang again for the last time of the day. It was time to go home. This bell was twice as long in duration as the others. Excuse me, ma'am. I had to rush back to class to pick up my backpack. Saris looked down at her. The VP nodded. Gen looked at the coordinator before he started to walk away. Good afternoon, ma'am. Have a great day. And saying so, he walked away, head held high and grinning from ear to ear. After he collected his bag from the empty class because he took his own sweet time to return and walked outside the school premises, he found Greg and Sam waiting for him outside the gate. I'm glad we didn't have to wait that long, said Greg. I thought it would take longer. Same, man. I thought we'd have to skip out on our after school plan today, said Sam. I have a lot of stuff floating around my mind right now, guys. Can we just walk quietly until we get to the place we're supposed to go to? Sure, said Sam. Sam lied. Half a minute after getting away from the crowd of students outside school, he started to talk about random stuff that happened throughout the day. I want to think about some way to formulate my plan for the night, but this cloud had to start speaking. I'll just try to think about it while having a cold coffee, probably. We know, Sam, said Greg. You're also present in the school the entire day. And you stand out a lot, frankly. Haha. But this is a story from my perspective. Greg again sighed. By the way, a new update is coming out for Dragon Raja. They're releasing 2 new classes, said Greg. Yeah, I heard about them. Reaper class and fighter, right? Asked again. It should be fun to play as Reaper. I've always wanted to fight with the scythe. Wow, imagine someone running around these streets at night with a scythe. That'd be pretty funny. Can't hurt a scythe. Sam started laughing. Again looked at Greg, knowing that he had the same thought running through his mind. Did he just Lamau in real life? Anyway, we're here, lads, said Sam. Bistro de la Rouge. Alright, another thing. That I want to put out because I feel like I didn't put out the previous facts either. But I want this put out, alright. In our previous book, I have a place called Hotel de la Rouge, which is owned by another like semi-partner of like the main character group. And that's like a whole hotel kind of like base for them to meet up. This is just like the cafe version of it, but it's not the same thing. The characters aren't the same or anything like that. It's just something that I thought it would be funny to like have as like random like Easter eggs between the 2 stories if Aaron has read them. But yeah. Also, yeah, every once in a while you'll see multiple like single quote lines in a paragraph. I did that when the character talks to like his internal voice, as I'd like to call it. The character has like a split personality disorder, as well as schizophrenia, similar to me, myself, and I. So he thinks a lot to himself, and also like has like an internal voice, which has a mind of its own. So he zones out a lot of stuff happens. He can't identify faces, can't see anything. No particular memory capacity. Stuff like, I don't know, I put a lot of stuff in common with myself for this character. Especially like the facial blindness part of it. Because I can't really see like faces unless I'm like very used to seeing those faces. Right, it's why I think it's much easier for me to just what do you say? Watch VTubers and stuff, because they don't have their own face on screen, right? It's just like a drawing. It's easy to like just look at a drawing and just go like, oh, alright, I can associate a person with this. However, I can't like look at a person's face and remember that face unless I'm like constantly looking at it on like an almost daily basis. That used to be the case with Ghostly for me in the past, but I kind of sort of haven't been able to stop by Ghostlies as much. I don't know, man. Everyone's faces feels very, very hazy to myself, which is kind of sad because I enjoy talking to these guys so much. Like even in the past, like I'll probably drop by their voice chats again like later. But yeah, it's like an issue I suffer from as well. But it is what it is. This is the story. We're not talking about me here. Right, where was I? Just like I told them earlier, the coffee bar wasn't a huge establishment and it wasn't crowded either. The only people there were a couple from the same school they went to. That's about it. And the barista, of course. The three of them entered the store through the glass door. The wooden flooring just gave the entire place a different kind of atmosphere. The smell of coffee wafted through the air. Ah, there's the outdoor table, Sam pointed out towards the balcony, where a lone table was placed with 4 chairs around it. Unlike the interior, the table on the terrace was placed on a grassy turf. The barista watched the three of them open the second glass door that led to the outdoor table. After the three put their bags down and sat around the table, the first thought that came to Gen's mind was, now what? Should we order something before sitting down at this? Asked Greg. No, this is the outdoor table, Sam chuckled. The barista will come take our order when we're ready. The menu is right in front of you guys. Just order me a cold coffee or something. I'll pay you soon, said Greg. A cold coffee? What's wrong with you? Haha. Order real coffee, Sam. Laughed at him mockingly. I too scared to drink a hot drink. I'd rather not have a caffeine crash in the middle of the night. I have some work to do. Bro. Oh, you work? Sam asked again. What kind of work? Nothing like listening in while eating lunch. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome to Team Kit Kat. Hope you're doing good as well. Oh, hope you're having a good lunch too. This way you're supposed to listen to me, dumbass. How are you going to weasel your way out of this? Oh, it's not really a job per se. Just a little cleaning that I have to do. I do it during the night. Oh, Lamau, chores. I swear, if I catch this slang, I'll never forgive myself. As if you don't have chores to do, Greg raised an eyebrow, looking at Sam. Actually don't, my mom's a housewife, she takes care of everything. She takes care of everything. Plus, we have that maid servant to help us out. Gen shook his head disapprovingly. Anyway, Gen. Get something special to drink for today. It's the first day of friendship, haha. Can't look at his tongue in annoyance. Fine then. Pick up the menu. I don't like this menu. Wait, actually I do. They're even written what it tastes like and what's in it. Even with the one dumbass pun at the end of each sentence. Boss, can we get a plug for Kit Kat, by the way? Cool, I guess I got this one. Gen pulled out the menu and pointed the drink he wanted. A Reese coffee milkshake. Sam stared at him silently for a while. Again, Greg continued to look at his menu. Lad, he just chose another coffee, said Sam. You could hear the disappointment in his voice. Fuck off, man. Reese's are fucking amazing. Gen snapped back at him. Startled, Sam started looking around to make sure the coordinator wasn't around. After he was certain that she wasn't near, he seemed a sigh of relief. I think I'll get a cold coffee as well. I feel like having something sweet, said Greg, putting out his menu. Do you want me to call him? Sam tissed him. Might as well. But next time, he slammed his hand against the top of the table. We're going to try out the cold brew and beer. We're underage, contested again. That's not going to stop me. There's no restriction board at the front of the chip. I think we can order it. There's not going to drink that, especially not with so much light around, said Gen. It was around 4:30 in the evening. If someone did drink, that instance would be termed as day drinking. And that, like many others that occur on a day-to-day basis, is frowned upon by society. Hey, we'll see you later on, Sam. Greg smiled and he raised his hand. The person noticed this from inside the store and came outside with a little pad in his hand. I'll get a cafe affogato, requested Greg. Cappuccino, said Sam. He didn't say anything, he just sat and glared at the barista. I thought you were going to order the Reese's milkshake, Sam asked him. No, you guys can order for me. Gen looked down at the menu and acted like he was deeply engrossed in it. Haha, classic Gen, Sam burst out laughing. Make a Reese's coffee milkshake as well, Greg told the barista. The barista nodded as he took down the last order. He had the hint of a smile on his face and looked at Gen before heading back inside. Why didn't you say anything? Asked Greg. I don't like ordering stuff. I'm fine with paying and all, but I avoid ordering anything myself, he explained. I always get someone else to do it for me. I'm a total opposite, said Sam. We know, Ken and Greg said at the same time. Sam was still for about a second, but next, three of them had began to launch because of this conversation. Launch? Laugh. I can't read. Oh, by the way, what happened to you when you got called to the vice principal's office? Sam asked. Oh, nothing much, again. At first I thought I was responsible for her death because of CCTV footage. In the end, I got to send the VP out of her own office along with the bitch coordinator and the police and asked if I was interested in profiling in any of their future cases. Wait, what? Yeah, that happened. You're going to profile criminals in future expense of the Bobby. For the police, asked Greg. Dude, you're 16 years old. How's that even going to work out? Asked Sam. They find dead body and Corey check out the scene? I don't know, man. But rather than find the criminal, I think my job will be to lead them in the right direction, clarified Gen, taking out his phone. He turned it on and showed them a screen. Look. Monka E. What happened here? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, I got way too sleepy. It's probably because I didn't sleep in the afternoon / evening. The screen showed a news article about the police arresting a woman with a video of her being escorted out of her home by 2 policemen. The headline read, Mother student charged with second-degree manslaughter after death of daughter reveals her history. Is that Leslie's mom? Asked Sam. His voice is shaky. What did she do? Daughter commits suicide. Leslie must have seen that as her only means of escape. She's probably smiling down from the heavens as she speaks. Damn, Gen, I know you're religious. Gen leaned back against his chair and looked at him. I believe that a God exists and is watching us all the time. I prefer to call myself faithless, not religious. I'm a Roman Catholic, haha, Sam jammed in. I was raised in a Christian family too, but my dad is open to the concepts of Scientology as well. The barista walked in through the front door, carrying a tray with 3 drinks on it. Held a tray at the center table and nodded himself. Anything else? He asked. He's Italian, didn't expect to raise much. Sam thought to himself. No, we're good, said Greg. He nodded. Can you pay at the main desk after you're done? I got a bill ready. Thank you, said Sam. The person nodded again before leaving. Again watched him as he left. He seems to be around our age. Isn't it weird for him to work here? Again asked. I think he's a year older than us. But I don't know, but I think his dad or the channel owns this place. Not sure, said Sam. Again had a relaxed expression on his face as he picked up his drink and had a sip. Again opened a clip chatting app on his phone and entered a message. Really? A message popped up on his screen. Again looked up, only half listening. Huh? What? Was pretty good. I'll probably get the same thing tomorrow. You mind if I have a sip? Again looked at him suspiciously. Then he ominously whispered, I don't have time to be listening about. What the fuck? Where'd I go? I lost track of like what I was talking about. I was here. Ready? What's the milkshake again? Greg asked. Number. A message popped up on the screen. I did this already. Do you mind if I have a sip? Ken looked at him suspiciously. Then he ominously whispered, don't even think about using a straw or eating the chocolate on the side. Yeah, haha. Don't worry about it. Greg pulled out a metal straw that he kept in his pocket and used that drink to shake. Sam, you know Brennan, right? Gen asked him, even though he was still making sure that Greg wasn't abusing his poor virgin milkshake soul. You know Greg Brandon? Yeah, I know him. Do you know where he lives? I'll return something to him. Oh, he lives near here, I think. I haven't gone to his home myself, but he lives in Camaleonte Avenue. I think his house number was 167 or 48. I can't remember. Sam scratched his head trying to come up with the best answer. That's such a visible range, but damn. It's fine. I just tried to hold all the doors or something. Best not to push into details too much, otherwise they'll start to arouse suspicion. For future reference, the school was in Ara Avenue and Gen lives in Crater Avenue. This one. Address, Camaleon Avenue. Don't know the exact house number, but search between 48 and 167. First name Brennan. Others are in. Only Sam and Hassan. The others are all here. Roger, I'll forward the information to Han and Sabi. We'll let you know the exact timing soon. Three of them got up from the seats, one after the other, and pushed their chairs back on the table. Then they entered the store and walked towards the counter where the barista was standing and looking at his phone. What in the? Can look at the Burster's face and froze. I can see his face. You know what, Greg? Let's make it simpler. You pay today, I'll pay tomorrow, and again pay the day after. We can make this cycle. That's fine with me. I haven't really done this as much with the haters. Greg took out his wallet and walked towards the billing counter. Sam looked at Genshin, who just stood petrified a few feet behind him. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. He waved his hand in front of his eyes, snapping Gen back to reality. Ah, no, said Gen, still staring at the Burster's face. I can see his face. Sam looked at Burster, then looked again. I can see it too. What's the problem? No, I mean, I can't really see others' faces. Everyone just has a clear colored smudge obscuring their face, but I can see his clearly. Sam stared clear again. So saying that you can't see my face, not at all. Gelfine looked away from the Burster and gave Sam a very annoyed look. You have a very unique vibe. Plus, I know from your voices. Besides, there's not a lot of people person is enough to even try to become friends with me because of the way I am. Haha, that's good to hear, blind boy. Sam laughed as he smacked him a couple of times in the back. I'm not blind, it's a psychological effect. You just play in the... Dude, what am I talking about? I'm like losing my train of thought every like 2 seconds. Because this story, now that I'm reading it, is setting me on all kinds of like weird memory spirals, I guess I can say. I can't see faces in general. Oh, I can't either, Sam. I straight up can't, which is why I'm finding mask. That's the line. Interesting. Dude, no, I have like an entirely different set of lines running in my head. And they're not on screen, but I don't know. Saying you can't see my face, not at all. Then how do you know I'm Sam? Ooh, he said ominously. Genfire looked away from the Burster and gave Sam a very annoyed look. You have a very unique vibe plus enough in your voice. Besides, there's not a lot of people wait, I already read this. That's good to hear, blind boy. Sam laughed as he smacked him a couple times in the back. I'm not blind, it's a psychological defect. I just can't see face in general. But I can see everything else. Lamau, this just got more interesting. That's the line you stopped at. Oh, alright. I thought I was saying some random shit. But it's all good. Guys, I paid. Let's leave. Coming, said Sam. He looked at it again. Let's go, blind boy. I'm going to slap you at the back of my hand if you call me that again. Sam started laughing again and he walked onwards. When Gan reached the counter, he looked into Burster's eyes and noticed that she was looking back into his with the gentlest smile Gan had ever seen in his life. He turned away and left the store. House number 167. Good job, Sam. I knew this would be a good source of information. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Gag waved as he left. Do you want to ride home again? I can ask my driver to drop you off. It's alright, I live nearby as well. Cool then, I'll see you tomorrow as well. Sam gave him a half salute as he ran towards the main road. Good, I'm by myself now. I don't have to deal with the outside noses anymore. Gen walked in the direction of his home and he started to make his plan for the night. He opened up Google Maps and searched for a location at Brennan's house. Then he went into Street View and looked at all the house from the front. It was a pretty normal looking house and a normal looking neighborhood. Nothing about it stood out, and the only way someone could tell a difference was by looking at the number plate on the door. A two-story house with the right half of the front, the ground floor consisting of a porch, and the left half having a huge window that showed the structure of the living room. How unfortunate that they didn't have curtains, Gen thought to himself as he looked at the windows on the upper floor as well. There were 3 windows. The one in the middle was probably for the corridor, and the other 2 were definitely bottoms. This means that she stood away all the blankets, kitchen, study, and bathrooms were a nice and quaint house. Perfect to live a normal life. I envy them. Suddenly, his phone started to buzz and a name appeared on his screen. Han. Gen picked up with the call. Yo, Gen, it's me. A mechanized voice on the other end. Yeah. What time do I start? That's my address. I already know after I install a hobby. I'm going to start. F send me the address. I know if I talk to Sabi as well. I would run a couple of simulations for my plan for it to proceed smoothly. Got it. On cut the call. Again, dial up another number into another app to make a secure call. There were a couple of rings before the person on the other end picked up. Tell me, another recognized voice. I've sent you the address? Gen asked. Yeah, when am I supposed to drive? I don't even know when I get back home. But I'll probably be around midnight. Cool, I'll wait for your call. Gen cut the call. He put his phone back into his pocket. Who was the barrister? Why could I see his face? Did he know what was going on through my eyes? Or maybe he wasn't wearing a mask like everyone else. Yeah, that must be it. I'll try talking to him tomorrow. Or at least hope that I can. He opened a door and entered through a short black passageway. No, it wasn't dark. There was light coming from the inside, but the mechanic survey of the passageway, its walls, the floor and ceiling just happened to look black because it didn't reflect any of the light. He can step back into the room. There are no windows, only screens in the places that it should have seen light. So you wouldn't get bored just by staying at home. Ventilators and 4 corners of the room so you wouldn't asphyxiate. A small drawing bed was rolled out in the middle of the room with a huge television on the wall in front of him. And a refrigerator in the corner. There was also an electric stove placed on top of an oven next to a small metal cabinet of the same size. There was no visible air conditioner in the room, but it was cool. I lost track. The interior room was a very clean white and you couldn't spot a speck of dust anywhere. You could see that Gen was very meticulous in planning his living space. Gen looked at the watch in his hand. The clock hands pointed towards 6:20. Oh, for fuck's sake, I have plenty of time now. Gen turned on TV and went to do some random entertainment channel. He wasn't entertaining for doing, he was doing it. Fuck. Dude, I think my mind is like way too addled. I keep losing my train of thought. Alright, I think I'll get to like a certain point and then I'll take a break there, even though we're basically close to the end. Or I'm just going to continue this the next time. I think my brain is like very fuzzy. Like it straight up just is not functioning. I'm just getting like way too many thoughts in my head. And with these thoughts, I just feel like I'm saying stuff, but I'm not even sure if I'm actually saying stuff. And it's just like happening in my head. Like just solid hallucinations, I guess. Right, but I guess it's fine. I turn on our TV and put on the entertainment channel, the line. Again, turn on our TV. I don't even remember reading this. Yeah, alright. Sam, if you can remember this, just put this somewhere in Discord, right? Just like say that I stopped here or something. Alright. I'll continue reading from here the next time. I know this is a very short stream. You know the line? Alright. So I'll continue off from here next time. My brain is not functioning. I don't believe I'm in the right state of mind to like even do it in the first place. I mean, I thought I could. But I'm ending extremely early, which is fucking dumb. But it's fine. I'll just finish my boba and go to sleep. Right. Like I said, I can't stream again until next week. So I'll stream when I'm back. And we'll continue reading it. We still have like stuff to do and like some other games as well. So I don't mind playing those as well. But we will read this whenever I'm back. It's fine, it's all good. That's all good. Yeah, some weird shit also happened today in like Ravi streams and all that. So I have even those on my mind because that was kind of weird. Right, but it's all good. Bedge indeed. Yeah, I'll continue the story the next time. I'll definitely continue with this. But what did you guys think of the story so far? Since you guys stuck around till here, what do you guys think? I'm not reading this. I want you to read for me. I'm really enjoying it. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'll continue reading it anyway. Because I stopped here, which is a good spot to stop at. Because there's a lot of stuff that happens after this. I mean, we're in the last... We're already done with like 80% of like the chapter. That's kind of clapping NGL. But yeah, this is like, we're already done at 80% of the chapter. Bro, I so badly want to... Give me a sec. Fuck, now there is a good amount of stuff to read. I was here. Alright, there's a lot of stuff to read. I'm gonna continue reading this when my brain can actually like handle reading stuff. I think since it's like the first time in a while that I've actually read something like this much, my brain just like fizzled out, right? So yeah, since we're like 4/5 is done, 80% of 80% done is still like a big amount. That's like 16,000 words read right here. I used to read so much as a kid, not so much as this now, but it's all cool. It's all good. So yeah, I'll continue reading this next time. Right, we'll definitely do it next week, like when I'm back, because like I said, this will be the last stream this week. I'll be back when I'm back from the first place that I go to. I'll be back on Monday, so I may stream on Tuesday. I think I may stream on Monday itself, but I'll most likely stream on Tuesday. But we'll see. We'll see. Right. But who do you guys want to raid, by the way? Do you have anyone in mind? Because we have so many people we could raid. Oh, we got to follow and unfollow the stream. Very cool. I always love it. Dude, my streams are so jank. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, every single time I start a stream, I lose a follower. And then it's hard to like sit like this. Raid sure Nebula, I don't mind it. I generally don't mind, but I don't know how long he's gonna go on for. I think he's going on for a while. So like, I'm gonna raid him. Because I can't raid Shun normally. Because Shun's stream time is in the afternoon. That's all good. Way to rank audio, let's go. Way to rank audio, let's go. Oh fuck, it's not loud enough. Damn, I thought it'd be jank, but it's not jank. That's all good. Anyway. Cool. Let's raid Shun then. Take whatever raid message you guys want. This should be fun. This should be fun. Dude, I absolutely love Shun. I've mentioned him a lot of times already. Hands down, probably one of my favorite streamers at the moment. So like, he's definitely in my top 3. He's definitely in my top 3 alongside Ravi and one person I don't want to like mention. Nah, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say it. Top 3 alongside Ravi and Kisari. So yeah, it's all good. Right, I'll catch you guys next week. Right, until then, take care. I wish I went longer, but in all honesty, I can't read with like... I can't read with the hallucinations I'm going through. So, it's all good. It's all good. Smooge anyways indeed. But it's all good. I'm a live stream. I'll tell you guys about it later. Right, but yeah, take care. See you guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have fun in Shun streams, right? That's about it. See ya.